Adobe stock is down 27% this year, trading around $353, near the bottom of its range. But this is the question. Is this the setup for a comeback or the beginning of a long slide? Because while everyone's screaming AI opportunity, Adobe's facing something bigger, a battle for survival in a market that it created itself. See, this is the same company that built Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere, tools used by nearly every creator on earth. And yet now, Figma, Canva, and even OpenAI are all chipping away at this empire faster than most investors realize. Adobe's still a cash machine. Last quarter, they posted $4.29 per share, beating expectations for the fourth straight time. Margins, they're world class, but the stock keeps bleeding. Why? Because AI is both the opportunity and the threat. Adobe's AI-driven annual recurring revenue hit $5 billion, up from $3.5 billion just a year ago. That's a massive improvement. But Wall Street, they're not buying it yet. I'm watching one signal almost nobody's talking about, and that's mobile growth. Adobe Acrobat's mobile recurring revenue is up 30%. And that tells me that Adobe might be quietly building its next generation of paying users. And that's why in this breakdown, I'm going to show you exactly what Wall Street's missing, how Adobe's AI strategy could turn this slump into a setup, or why it might be the clearest value trap in big technology right now. I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. And you all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investment. So I'm proud to partner with The Motley Fool to bring you 10 stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beaten the market by almost 6 times. Go to fool.com/RickO to get your 10 stock picks right now. Hey, what's up? My name is Rick Orford. I've been trading since 1999, and no, I'm not a financial advisor. That's a good thing. I break down the numbers so retail investors like you and me can make smarter, more confident decisions with our money. All right, so with all that out of the way, let's get into it. So what exactly does Adobe do? Well, I think everybody's familiar with the term. They develop software that helps people create digital content. Now, you've probably used some of their products at least at some point in your career. Photoshop for photo editing, Illustrator for graphic design, Premiere Pro for video editing, and of course, many more. Now, these professional tools are pretty much the standard in creative industries. But here's the thing. Adobe didn't just make creative tools. They defined how the world creates. And that dominance matters when we talk about the stock. But Adobe does way more than just creative software. In fact, they also make digital marketing tools that help businesses connect with their customers online. And now, who buys Adobe products? Well, me, you, and pretty much everyone else in the creative industry, as well as the marketing space, and even government agencies. Now, if someone creates digital content or manages digital customer experiences, well, they're also probably using Adobe's products in some way. So Adobe is not just a company, it's the creative economy's operating system. And that kind of reach doesn't disappear overnight. Now, here's something important about Adobe's history, which I think you might find interesting. They basically created the desktop publishing industry with something called PostScript. This was a printer language that the founders developed while working at Xerox. Basically, when Xerox didn't want to bring it to market, well, the 2 employees left the company and started Adobe. And of course, the rest is history. And that kind of origin story tells you something. This company's DNA is built on innovation and risk-taking. But the question now I have is, do they still have that edge? Well, with the background covered, let's answer that by looking at the stock and see how it's been performing. At the time of recording, Adobe stock trades at around $353. Over the 52 weeks, it's bounced around between $327.50 and $557.90. So it's trading near the lower end of that range. And if we zoom out a little bit, we see a tougher story. Adobe is down about 20% year to date, 27% in the last year, and 21% in the last 5 years. That's a lot of red for a company this dominant. So the question I have is the market overreacting, or are investors today catching a falling knife? And don't forget, markets can overreact too, right? See, Adobe's core business, it remains strong. It has great margins. The company's got incredible market dominance. But can Adobe keep its premium valuation and growth rates? That's the question, right? Survival versus growth. And it's what separates investors from speculators. Now, one of the growth drivers for Adobe right now is its strong financials. In fact, the company beat expectations again in the third quarter. Adjusted earnings per share came in at $4.29, outpacing estimates by about 2%. Now, the company has outpaced earnings estimates for the 4 past quarters. And track record matters because it shows us that management has the ability to navigate through tough challenges. Personally, for me, I think execution consistency is actually Adobe's toughest mode. Competitors, they might grab headlines, but Adobe just keeps grinding out solid results quarter after quarter. The subscription model particularly creates strong economics for the company. And once you get a customer, it costs almost nothing to keep serving them. And switching to a competitor isn't very convenient. Actually, I've personally switched from one photo editing software to another, and I'm telling you, it's not very pleasant. And that friction is golden for Adobe, and it's why recurring revenue keeps rolling in even when growth slows down. So, Adobe's business runs like a well-oiled subscription machine. But then the next question I have is, can Adobe's AI play fuel the next leg up? Or is it going to expose some new cracks? Because now Adobe's AI momentum is moving faster than expected, but it's also where investors are most divided today. See, the company's AI influenced ARR, or annual recurring revenue, reached $5 billion, which is up from $3.5 billion at the end of fiscal 2024. In fact, AI first products blew past their full year target of over $250 million. So monetization is really happening. Perhaps not as fast as some investors may have hoped, but it's definitely happening. Meanwhile, Acrobat and Express usage jumped 25%. Acrobat's mobile annual recurring revenue, it rose 30%. And I think that mobile growth is especially important here because it means that Adobe is reaching younger, mobile-first users who could become Adobe's future customers for decades. I mean, Adobe's not just keeping its old audience anymore. It's now planting the seeds with the Gen Z creators who'll be paying for Creative Cloud long after today's investors retire. Personally, I see Adobe walking a bit of a tightrope. They need to monetize AI hard enough to justify the investments and keep Wall Street happy. But they also need to encourage adoption and get users comfortable with the tools to build long-term value. Management seems to be prioritizing adoption right now. And I think that's smart, even though it's hurting the stock in the short term. The real test is going to come in the end of this year and in 2026 when Adobe starts charging more for premium AI features. So perhaps you could say this is the calm before the storm, where user adoption now determines who cashes in later. But that's just one side of the story. Adobe is also facing some very real risks. One of the factors that's weighing on Adobe's stock right now is the intense competition around AI, and it's something that comes up a lot in my Discord group. For example, Figma just released their new AI-powered tools at their Config 2025 conference. Those tools are Sites, Make, Buzz, Draw, and many more. And with these tools, Figma has become a full-stack design platform that competes directly with Adobe. Now, according to some reports, Figma now dominates the UI and UX design as Adobe XD loses ground quickly in the space. It's also worth noting that Adobe attempted to acquire Figma for $20 billion, but regulators, they weren't having anything of it. Now they have to compete directly. Meanwhile, we have Canva, and they're attacking Adobe from a different angle. Canva's making design accessible to regular people with AI that eliminates the guesswork. Now, Figma targets the professional designers, while Canva targets the non designers. And these two could eat away at Adobe's market from below as small businesses and casual users choose simpler, cheaper options. And then, of course, there's DALL-E and Google's AI products competing directly in the Gen AI image creation process. These standalone tools could unbundle Adobe's integrated offerings. Users might choose to generate images somewhere else and only use Adobe for editing. This becomes a real competitive risk. And Adobe, as I said earlier, they're getting attacked from all sides. Personally, I don't think Adobe is going to lose its core professional users, but it could slow its growth as the market starts to fragment. And that begs another question: whether Adobe can win over the next generation of creators. And that's the real battleground. Not who owns or uses Photoshop today, but who owns the creative mindshare of tomorrow. Meanwhile, Adobe also has some legal problems that could result in penalties or even hurt their reputation. Recently, a federal judge ruled that Adobe has got to face an FTC lawsuit. Specifically, the FTC is accusing them of trapping customers with hidden early termination fees and making it difficult to cancel subscriptions. The complaint focuses on a 50% early termination fee on annual paid monthly subscriptions and what they call an obstacle course cancellation process. And this could lead to civil penalties and forced policy changes. More importantly, it damages Adobe's reputation. See, trust matters a great deal in the subscription business. If people begin to think that you're using a predatory practice, they're going to move to the competitors who seem more user-friendly. I mean, if users feel trapped, they leave, but not necessarily right away, but eventually. And when they do, guess what's going to happen to that recurring revenue? It's going to take a hit. And that's the risk I see that Wall Street hates the most. Not missing revenue, but losing trust. So between competition and regulation, Adobe's playing defense on multiple fronts. The only question is, can strong execution offset all that noise? Well, that's the great question today. So with all that out of the way, is Adobe stock a buy? Well, to answer that, let's see what Wall Street says. A consensus among 37 analysts rate the stock a moderate buy with a score of 4.14 out of 5. Generally positive, but with some caution. Now, over the last 3 months, that score has dropped slightly, though, from 4.24 to 4.14 today. Analyst sentiment, I think you could say, has become a little bit more cautious as concerns about AI monetization and competition have grown. So investors are bullish, but not brave. They like the story, but they don't love the risk. But what about you? What do you think about Adobe? Do you think they're gearing for a takeoff, or is this already fizzling out? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're there, don't forget to like and subscribe because it'll help others find the video, it'll support the channel, and you won't miss out on any of my future deep dives. Well, folks, that's it for me today in this video. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.